Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where I'm going to be taking on the Space Dreams Part 14, Level 100 Lost Chapter quest, aka Cid's Lost Chapter quest. So Cid Highwind has finally returned in Opera Omnia. He has that glorious theme music going on in the background right now. Unfortunately, I decided that I'm not going to pull for his stuff, mostly because I've been extremely lucky recently and I don't want to push my luck. But also, Cid wasn't a particular favourite of mine in FF7. I mean, he's cool and everything, but like I never really used him in my party that much. I always tended to use like Cloud, Tifa, and honestly I used Nanaki, like Red 13, quite a lot. Especially because he gets Seraph Comb as kind of like a plot event, and that weapon is extremely powerful for the point in time in the game when you actually get it. And I hope when they eventually, finally, do bring Red 13 over to Opera Omnia as a character, that they either have his ultimate weapon, like his in-game ultimate weapon as his EX, or alternatively that they use Seraph Comb instead, because it just seems kind of fitting for him, to be honest. But that's somewhat beside the point. So that was my team that I used for the most part. I mean, I kind of like Barrett as well. I've messed around with Vincent because Death Blow with his like 255% accuracy sniper is quite fun. And I mean, he's an edgelord, and you know that's always fun too. But yeah, those guys were my main G's in FF7, and didn't particularly rock Cid that much. So I'm giving him a pass here. He doesn't really do enough that's unique to be helpful. And given my recent banner pulling luck, I don't want to get stricken down by the RNG gods on a banner that I really don't need to summon on. RNG gods, that's kind of redundant, isn't it? That's like sponsored by the University of Redundancy University, you know? So I'm going to be bringing a party of Cloud, Lenna and Rinoa to this one, with a Rinoa friend and Bahamut Summon, aka the pre-Cosmos launch meme dream team. I did want to bring Sephiroth along for this one, but those machines are extremely annoying in that one of them will put up a buff that reduces all HP damage you do to basically freaking nothing. So if you don't have a Dispeller, you're kind of shit out of luck, to be honest. That's what Cloud is here for, and that's why I pulled for his World of Illusions passive. So specifically, I think, so I could use him here without having to bring along someone like Faris or Vanille. Which one is it? It's not New Insight, it's Deadly Rush, I think. Yeah, it's this one. So any ability he uses, as long as you get at least one critical, it will remove one buff per target, which means you can use Meteor Rain to dispel in AoE, which is quite nice too. And he obviously does a shit ton more damage than Faris or Vanille actually does. Meanwhile, he still dispels, so he's good for that. And Lenna and Rinoa, well, I mean, Lenna's good for the healing because those things, if they get off a Matra Magic, actually do hurt you. And Rinoa because Rinoa, and because the launch trait. So I kind of have some mixed feelings about Cid as a character, to be honest, and they mostly boil down to the fact that he's overall awesome, his theme music is amazing, and he's very inspirational with regard to the way that he kind of single-mindedly chases after his dreams, but his treatment of Shera is somewhat too heavy-handed for me, and I will admit that did kind of get to me when I was younger, and I was kind of like, you know, sort of the futility of the whole situation, because on one hand you can say that she ruined his dreams, but on the other you can say that she saved his life, and like she's kind of resigned to it, and he's kind of like, yeah, the whole situation is just awful, to be honest. But one thing I didn't know, because I've not actually seen Advent Children, but I do believe they got married shortly to the events of Advent Children, so at least they were able to work through their issues. One would hope, you know, you've got to hope that dynamic improves, because when we first arrive at Rocket Town, that shit ain't pretty, I'm going to tell you. So, without further ado, let's get into this and see what we are capable of. I did want to bring along, I did actually do some ticket pulls for Lulu. I actually ended up bagging Jexy X in the process, which I was kind of going to save for another video, but there you go. So I kind of wanted to bring Jecht along, bringing Lulu and Sephiroth along. God, Lulu and Sephiroth make an amazing combo. I might even try them in the either in the World of Final Fantasy event coming up, or alternatively, I might even try them in the Cosmos, you know, just for fun to see how well they do, because Sephiroth's Fervent Blow, when it gets amplified by Lulu, and if you give him someone like, I don't know, Kistis, Rosa, Lenna, you know, someone to amplify his attack even further. Sarah, when she gets released, hopefully they don't screw her over, but yeah, it hits like a goddamn truck, like he does 60k damage, it's max brave twice. It's really something. And actually, while I'm in ramble mode, something that maybe not everyone has taken account of is the fact that if you grind summon boards and you give your characters those unique passives, you know, like the E3 attack up, E3 critical hit, like those things, then actually there's one for fire power up which increases fire elemental damage. Well, actually that works if you're enchanted as well. So if you grind up some extra summon board points, if you're using a team with Lulu, then you can give like a character like Sephiroth, you give him fire power up. When he gets enchanted, he will do more damage. So because it treats all your attacks as being fire elemental. So I find that pretty cool, to be honest. And it kind of means you don't have to use Bahamut at all with Seph. You can just roll with Ifrit and do like tons of damage. But you do tons of damage both inside and outside of summon. You know, it's really hard to argue with. So here we see a Rinoa in her natural habitat doing the things she does and clearing the way for us. So I'm absolutely going to use Rapid Fire here, so that Cloud can launch for us. I mean, that's kind of technically not really necessary, but let's see here. Yeah, I don't need to use Angela Cannon here, but I'm going to do it anyway because he has a range weakness, and it charges REX gauge. I think he has a range weakness anyway. Whatever. There we go. So this will free me up to use Windrake Arrow Plus, so I can battery the other two so they don't get broken, but I can attack. No, he doesn't have a range weakness. I'm talking shit. Sorry, I must be thinking of something else. So yeah, I can basically keep up the offensive. While ensuring we don't get broken, which is always good. Cool. And I'm going to cross slash here, just so that we charge up Meteor Ring. My frame rate is extremely janky right now, so if the video quality comes out poorly, then I do apologise. I'm not 100% sure what's causing this. Okay, welcome back, and thanks for joining me once again. I do apologise about that little jump cut there. I just had to quit because basically I ended up dying in the middle of the wave because I overestimated the amount of HP that Rinoa would have. And as a result I ended up getting kind of destroyed by Matra Magic because I took too much damage even though I brave attacked with Lenna. God freaking damn it. So okay, whatever, we're back. We're on it again. We still don't have Meteor Rain charged up, which is extremely annoying. But what can you do? So I'm absolutely going to refresh Windrakes here. And I'm going to attack A because A is going to be the one to put the HP barrier up first. And here we get to use Brave Phoenix before they even put the HP barrier up, which is nice despite the fact that I do it with a kind of paltry Max Brave stat. And we get to use the proper break order as well on B. So I get the feeling that this is going to go a lot tidier than it did last time. So we're going to be saving the EX ability here because, yeah, I don't want to be using it on that thing when you do I don't want to be using it on A when you do very little damage. So here comes the Meteor Ring, which will strip buffs off. Well, it will strip the most important buff off of A, or at least it should do, which is that HP damage reduction. God, I bet like. I wonder if you had like Balthea steal this buff and then you left him to be targeted by this, would the number still be purple? I bet it wouldn't kill him. Like, that might be a fun experiment to try actually, but I digress. So we're probably not actually going to charge summon as quickly as we did last time, are we? So I'm actually going to Yeah, I'm going to use Rapid Fire. I could have refreshed the regen, but I think I'll be fine. Ha! We hit the paralysis again. So that sets us up very nicely to be going into this this next wave. So here is the point where I'm going to be subbing out our Rinoa. I mean our Lenna for a friend Rinoa. So we want to break B first, so I'm going to target A because it actually works in alphabetical order if you didn't know. But we may or may not actually break A first because it has a much lower current brave. But whatever, we do what we can. Let's see. Alright, I mean, like, I could be bullshitting too, and that could just happen, that's totally fine. Whatever. So, I'm going to be focusing my attacks on A for the most part because it's had more turns. So it's probably more likely to use the AoE HP attack first. But I don't know for certain. Either way, this is how we do. Damn, that... Like, oh yeah, that's my Rinoa, of course she does more damage because I actually farm artifacts. Never mind. That explains the difference. You know what, I'm actually going to attack B here. And you are getting paralyzed. So this is a bit inefficient because you notice that B actually has more health, but you also saw B just get off a cheeky smoke shot onto my bloody friend Rinoa there, which she's not going to heal up, which is unfortunate. But you know, these things happen. So, definitely want to get the Windrakes back up. Not only that, but it batteries the other two party members as well. And we're about to get EX next turn, which is honestly just fantastic. So we can afford to just do a HP attack here. That's totally fine. We probably ain't going to get the paralysis, but who knows, honestly. We did? Okay then. That honestly works for me. Probably not going to get the launch at the end either. Probably going to get slightly less points than the first time that I did this, but never mind. It shows you well enough how you can deal with it. Oh yeah, just look at that. And for good measure. Because there's no kill like overkill that we didn't actually get an overkill for. I think there's some enemies in the JP version it's impossible to overkill, like you just do flat 9s to them and you still don't get it. Okay, so I mean, like, I ended up getting a higher score, despite the fact that I had more chase actions in my previous run through and less HP lost with the same turn count. Opera Omnia logic. I'm going to assume I got more overkills this time, is the only explanation. So, that should be a fairly thorough demonstration of how to destroy the hell out of Cid's Lost Chapter. Of course, this one is kind of a little bit more restrictive in that if you don't have Cloud's World of Illusions weapon, you ain't going to be able to tear through it in like as few turns as this. Like, there's no way. Because this is just absolutely the most efficient way to pump out the most damage possible. But still, it was pretty fun to run through. Not as fun as using Lulu and Sephiroth was, or would be. I'll try and put out a video like that for the Twins event when they drop. I'm quite looking forward actually to Friday the 26th next week for two reasons. One of which being that that's when the story chapter drops, which means it's also when Freya comes and it's also when Cosmos Difficulty arrives. The other of which being it's the release date of Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I can't fucking wait because I've literally been straight up waiting for that game for over a goddamn year, and it's one of the three reasons I even bought a Switch in the first place, so it can't get here soon enough. God damn it. But that's then, and this is now, and there's 9 fucking days to go, and I cannot contain my excitement, for fuck's sake. But until then, I suppose we've got Opera Omnia to keep us busy. So that's going to be all for this video, and I hope you all enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.